be talking about mediation advocacy. Mediation advocacy is the practice of representing a client's case and their interest in a mediation in a non-advisory process, as where a neutral party, the mediator, assists parties in reaching a negotiated settlement. A mediation advocate acts as a guide, helps the party navigate the process, and advocate for their position, mostly not for their interest, in a way that promotes constructive problem solving. When I was in Lagos State Citizen Mediation Center as an intern, we had a lot of lawyers who came to represent their clients in the mediation process. And not just lawyers, any other person. And what they were given were what power of attorney, a document that shows that I've empowered you to come to represent me in the mediation. I won't be available if there's any critical decisions to make. You can, especially maybe let me use an example of a tenancy dispute, where maybe the landlord or the landlady or the property owner is not available or is too busy. He or she can send a mediation advocate to represent him or her in the mediation process. So in the mediation center, we do ask for power of attorney then, to show that you've empowered someone to come to represent you in the mediation center. Even if they are lawyers who come to represent you, remember, they are not coming to do a case like that of the court proceedings. No, they're coming to mediation to represent your interest and to give you feedback of what has happened in the mediation process. So, what are those things you find in the mediation advocate? It's non-advisory. Mediation advocate aim to find mutually acceptable solutions. Unlike the traditional courtroom, you have adversarial proceedings, arguing of cases, cross-examinations, and a lot of technical jargons in the law. Mediation is easy. Mediation advocates support client. They provide guidance and support the client throughout the mediation process, which can be stressful, but also there to guide the parties have negotiated. So they are there to help you to negotiate skills. Mediation advocacy involves strong negotiation and communication skills to effectively represent the client's interests. So mediation is a conflict resolution mechanism, offering more efficient and cost-effective problem-solving approach. So mediation advocate roles, they are not just lawyers only. They are also skilled negotiators, communicators who can effectively guide their clients through the mediation process. Because while I was an intern in the mediation center, so most lawyers maybe this is the first time coming to the mediation. By the time the mediator organization educate them about what mediation is all about, what they have to expect in the mediation process, some of them tend to fall in love with mediation. Sometimes there are cases they have, like, they advise their clients, let's use mediation for this particular case, then going to the court. It's more faster. I've seen a lot of them. If I don't want to mention name, there's a barrister when I was an intern in the mediation center rather. Anything tenancy disputes, it doesn't go to the court. In fact, I've never seen the property owners come to the mediation, just him, he represent them. In fact, we made a photocopy of his power of attorney and kept it in the office. If he comes, we know that he's coming to represent someone. He doesn't take his tenancy dispute to the court. He said, no, they waste my time there. Every of his tenancy disputes comes to the mediation center. And sometimes before they come to the mediation, before they come to the to face the mediator, they've already negotiated between the both parties. They've discussed already. All they're coming to do in the mediation center is to enter an agreement. So you can see that you can be a mediation advocate. You can represent people just to represent their interests in the mediation process. Mediation is so easy that you can negotiate with the other party and reach an agreement and come to the mediation center to enter an agreement and sign the agreement. That's how flexible mediation is. It's because even in the agreement, the names of people in the mediation has already been entered in the files. It's a confidential process. We've recognized them as a mediation advocate, or they are representing this party. And sometimes they could say, okay, I will get back to the owner of the property if it's a tenancy dispute, to let them know what we've agreed so far in the mediation, and they go back to kind of convey the message or whatever that has been discussed, and they will tell you, okay, I agree to this, go ahead, sign on my behalf. The party to dispute should they control the process and the outcome. That's the flexibility of mediation. The parties, when they are being represented by a mediator advocate, they're just being assisted by professional representative. They're just coming in for settlement. All their matters they've already met, and they had the true need and wider interest they discussed. They've regard helping each other secure their needs while at the same time presenting their own interest. So you can be a mediation advocate. You can advise people, this matter is good for mediation. It's not, you're not going to make a case over there. Just go for settlement. Just to have a document that, okay, we've agreed to this. It's something that you can even stay in your home and discuss with the party. You've negotiated. All you want is, let's go and sign agreement in the mediation. I had a lot of lawyers like that. They've discussed with the party, the other client, and they've come to an agreement. And for them to file that case in the court again, they just go straight to the mediation center. Even though when they come there, they'll be like, we've not come here to make quarrels or to side positions, or we've not come here to make troubles. We've come here to enter an agreement. All they know is just to brief the mediator. This is that, and they enter an agreement. So mediation is that flexible. You can represent parties. You can advocate mediation for clients, and you can go on their behalf and represent their interests. So it's very flexible. A lot of things involve everyday mediation. So it's very flexible. You can give mediation a try for whatever dispute you're having and see the difference between it and litigation. So mediation is very cost effective. It's non-adversarial process.